Welcome back, everyone, to GreenBayPress-Gazette.com and PackersNews.com. I'm Weston Hodkiewicz, joined alongside our beat reporter for the Green Bay Packers, Pete Dougherty. And today, Pete, we're going to take a look at running backs, and this is a position that the Packers have not used. They haven't used a pick in the first round on a running back since 1990, going back to Darrell Thompson. You look at this draft class, though, and people saying there might be an apparent need there for the Packers with trying to find an every down guy. You have Eddie Lacy in that conversation, Montee from Wisconsin. Could this be the year, Pete, that 23-year drought ends for the Packers? Possibly. Can't rule it out. It's an undervalued position in the Packers offense. It has been. They've had two great quarterbacks. You know, they're a heavily passing-oriented team, so running back doesn't have the value for them that it might for other teams. But they haven't had a good running game really since going back to Ahman Green when he was in his prime in the early 2000s. And last year, the two-deep safety gave them a lot of trouble. Took a little bit of sting out of an offense that had been off the charts in 11. And they've just got to get better at running back to improve that running game. Yeah, you look at last year, it was the first time since '98 they haven't had an individual rusher eclipse not 1,000 yards, but 500 yards.
Yeah.
And I did a story at the end of the year saying that only two teams have actually won a Super Bowl with only having one of those running backs. So interested to see how that one plays out. But that being said, Pete, Montee in this class, Eddie Lacy, I know a lot of people are talking about that depth and maybe that second day for running backs. What do you make of this draft class for those backs, and is there anyone that you think might be pretty intriguing for the Packers?
Yeah, basically, you know, not impressive as far as top picks. Nobody like Trent Richardson is going to go in the top 10, but looks kind of strong from maybe late one or just after into the early second round through mid to late third round. And Lacy's the one guy who appears to be a really good chance of going in the first round. May or may not be there when the Packers pick at 26. Montee a couple of scouts I talked to said if he was taken at 26 or 28, probably not a bad choice there. But it sounds more likely that somebody, if you're going to take him, you might try to trade back a few spots, maybe even into early in the second round. Some people thought he was later second round, but I think enough teams like him where he'll go fairly early on day two if he's not gone in the first this year.
Is Johnathan Franklin from UCLA, is he up there at all, or where do you kind of see
He is. I talked to one guy who had him ranked as the second best back, so it depends who you talk to. He does seem to have moved up a little bit in the offseason. The more scrutiny, some guys hold up to it better than others, and it's looking like he's probably going to be a second-round pick now also. He's in that group of second-round guys. Le'Veon Bell is another one of those who could probably go in the second, big running back from Michigan State.
All right, well, be sure to read Pete's story today in today's Green Bay Press-Gazette, chronicling all the running backs in this year's draft class. And until next time, for Pete, I'm Wes. We'll see you later.